Good morning. Kitsune. Welcome in and Scat. Dog the Chef. How are you guys this morning? Hopefully the week treated you well. Whoa, calling me chef. Whew. I don't know if I'm ready for that, Scat. This week went by really quick for me. I only worked the last 2 days before this, so that was a really easy week for us. And excited to be here with you guys once again. Might as well make some breakfast together on this Sunday. It looks like it's gonna turn out to be an okay day outside. And Sammy's gotta work today, so he's gonna be leaving around 10:30. So I think we should get him fed within the next hour or so. So kind of a little breakfast challenge this morning, being able to get everything done on time, but I think we can do it. So on the menu, eggs Benedict, one of our favorites. I don't know about you guys, but this is always something that I typically order when I go out to eat brunch. But we're here today to show you that you don't just have to go out to eat it. You can make it yourself. It's really not that hard. The only thing that we're doing that's a little bit different today is we're making potato latkes, or potato pancakes, in place of the English muffins. And that is traditionally a Jewish food. And I did post the recipe in Discord for you guys, so feel free to take a look at that. There's a lot of different recipes out there though, and a lot of different ways to make the latkes. So I chose the recipe that was the most simple, because I think that's where we should start. And then after you master that, then we can move on and do some other crazy stuff. So here's our wonderful little tray of goodies that we're using today. So not a ton of food here, right? See if I can get this in here. Just move it along. So for our latkes, you need an onion, a couple of potatoes. I think baking potatoes work the best, but this is all I had. So these are like a Yukon Gold variety. And some people peel their potatoes before they shred them for the latkes. I'm not going to. I like the skin in there. I feel like it just adds those extra nutrients that you don't have to get rid of. Blue, welcome. How are ya? And then peameal bacon. It's a Canadian thing. And basically what this is, so it's not your typical bacon. It is a pork loin, so it's a lot less fatty, that has been brined and not even smoked. So it's just been brined, and then obviously it's cooked, and then they coat it in cornmeal after. So that's why it's called peameal. You're hungry to learn. I love that. Hey, Tom. How are ya? Good to see you today. And then I just picked from the garden a little bit of kale. I know, guys. I know. Sue me. But this type of kale is really nice. You can see that the leaves aren't that curly like the other variety, which is called winterboard. This one's called lacinato, or also called dinosaur kale. So the leaves aren't as curly, and they're not as firm or chewy either. So all we're going to do is take the stems off these later, chop them up really fine, and we're going to put that into the latke. I thought that would be a nice little healthy addition, since eggs Benedict is not the best thing for you to eat. Yeah, it's super fresh. The plants are actually growing really well right now. Okay, what else do we have on here? So moving along, we got some fresh dill. Always love to put that onto brunch. And then butter, of course. I don't know what kind of breakfast it would be without butter. We're going to use that basically just to make our hollandaise today, I think. Because the latke is going to be fried in vegetable oil, because you need a higher heat. The stem can be used to make beer. I have never heard of that. That is so cool. Obviously our eggs, these are duck eggs, so they are large and in charge. And then our other addition to the hollandaise today. This is something that I've not even done yet. I don't know if you can see this. It's not going to focus, but preserved lemons that we have made on stream. And that's just going to give a nice salty and briny kick to the hollandaise, because usually that sauce is really rich. So there's our tray of goodies, guys. That lighting's okay. We're fooling around with lighting, as you guys can see. This is a little bit better though, I think. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is start to make the latkes. But first, I would like to go over a little bit about what a latke actually is. Because some of you are probably like, huh, what is this thing that you speak of? So like I said, it's also called a potato pancake. It is a shallow fried pancake of grated or ground potato. And you also put some flour in there to help bind it. And then also an egg. So potato, flour, egg, and usually some onion grated into there as well. And then they get topped with a variety of condiments, whatever you choose, really. So you can do sour cream, cottage cheese, applesauce, or you can even serve them plain. And you know what? Ketchup is not against the rules. Typed out a duck egg question, and there they are. Here they are. I love duck eggs. So, different cultures. The Jewish latke, since that is what we are making today. These have been prepared as part of the Hanukkah festival, so during Christmas time, since the mid-1800s. And it's based on an older variant of the dish that goes back to at least the Middle Ages. Latkes need not necessarily be made from potatoes. Okay, I didn't know that. Prior to the introduction of the potato to the Old World, latkes were, and in some places still are, made from a variety of other vegetables, cheese, legumes, or starches. Obviously, depending on the available local ingredients and the foods of the various places where the Jewish people lived. Numerous modern recipes call for the addition of ingredients such as onions and carrots. Carrots are a really good addition too, and I've also made latkes with sweet potato. That works well. You just have to be a little bit careful because it browns a lot quicker from the sugars in the sweet potato. So it doesn't cook up quite the same way, but it's a really nice addition. So the word latke itself is derived from the East Slavic word ladka, which means small pancake. Cool. A little bit of food for thought today, guys. Okay, so I'm only making, I would say out of this, maybe 4 or 5 latkes. So I'm not making a ton because I don't really want too much leftovers from this. And obviously, when you serve an Eggs Benedict, you cut your English muffin in half and you get 2 servings of your Eggs Benedict, let's say. So we need at least 2 latkes for Sammy. 1 for me is okay, I think. But if we get more, totally okay. 2 chicken eggs to 1 duck egg. It's actually 1.5 only, scat. So that's where it doesn't add up quite the same if you're going to be doing baking recipes. That's the only kind of struggle I've had so far as scaling something out, is 1.5. But you'll make it work. Okay, let's get this out of here. We need a grater, a box grater, and we are going to be using the coarse side of it. And you know what I'm going to do, I think, is just put a piece of parchment paper down here, because I don't want the potatoes to start kind of leaking into my cutting board. is they will start to oxidize a little bit, and I don't want it to discolor the wood. Because wood is porous and it will take that stuff in. Anyone else in here had potato pancakes before? And so I'm gonna grate the onion first. And I'm only going to use maybe a quarter of it. You really don't want to overpower your latke with onion. And then I'm also doing the onion first because once we start to kind of shred the potato, they're going to want to brown really quickly. My drops. Never had a potato pancake. All right. Today is the day where you learn how to make one, and maybe then you can make one for yourself. They're really not that difficult. Okay, let's shred this up. I'm gonna do it on the coarse shred as well. Just be careful you don't shred your fingers. And the onion might splash, so watch your face. And I think an onion is essential to having a proper potato pancake. Is it kind of caramelizes in the pan when you're frying up the pancakes. Just adds this kind of nice roasty sweetness to the latke. Just get a bowl out because we're going to start to transfer stuff into there as we shred. And then the other important thing is when we grate our potatoes for the latke, we don't want to put them in any water of sorts because you want all those starches to stay in the potato because that's what's going to help to hold it together when we cook it later. So I know putting potatoes in water is a good way to help them not oxidize, but we can't do that here. Is that will basically make the potato pancake fall apart later on when we go to cook it. That's why we need to do this really quick. And this is burning my eyes. Ugh. Should have worn goggles, guys. Whew, we're crying. Hey, carrot potato, welcome. How are you doing? How was the weekend, guys? Anyone doing anything fun? It seems like everyone's just kind of chilling out after Christmas. Okay, so since we are not peeling the potatoes before we shred them, you just want to make sure that they're nice and cleaned up. No real blemishes on there. Because once you grate it in, it's going to be hard to take that out afterwards. Sammy's making me cry. No. No. So guys, Tuesday, IRL stream during the daytime. Going out to eat, going into the city, going to Chinatown. Get ready for that stream. It's the first time we're doing something like this. When you get to the end, obviously, be careful. Like I said, you don't want to shred your fingers. These are potato latkes, not finger latkes. And I'm not actually following a recipe today, guys. Just gonna roll with it. I've made these a couple times, so hopefully this will also inspire you to just kind of whip something up and see how it works. Oh no! You're not feeling good right now. We've missed you too, Carrot Potato. I hope you get better soon. Yeah, Chef at work has come down with the cold again. Crazy guy. It makes me sad for you, Carrot Potato. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We're just gonna make a potato mountain. Week from vacation. Like you're a week away from vacation, Scott. Just trying to make it through so you don't have to be at work anymore. Yes, my drops. Yeah, nothing better than a finger latke. I don't even need to add ketchup afterwards. I must have deserved it. I love that. These potatoes are also a little bit soft, so maybe if they were a bit firmer, they would be easier to grate. That's alright though. Sometimes you gotta work with the ingredients you have. You guys know I don't like wasting food. Hey Anchovy, how are ya? Welcome, welcome. I did deserve it. You guys. Out of control today. I think this is gonna be... we'll do all of these. Commit to the potato. What are you guys having for breakfast today? Or what did you have? The bigger course is scary. Yeah, I know. Especially if you don't use your box grater that often, like me. It's really sharp still, so you really have to be careful. I made scrambled eggs and maple syrup ham. Yum. That sounds so yummy. Woo! Woo woo! Chief, how are ya? Thanks for the host, man. Good to see you in here. I am well, Anchovy. Ready for the weekend, even though I only had a 2-day week at work. But that's how it goes. Ready to get refreshed. Spend some time with Sammy. Make some awesome food with you guys. Ready for all the new things that are gonna happen. Okay, ready? The mountain. These aren't actually oxidizing too quickly. This is great. Scat, you had McDonald's. You know what? I can't even bash you for that because I do that sometimes too. It's like, there's nothing really wrong with an Egg McMuffin. Let's be honest, guys. Like, if you were to make that at home for yourself, it would be pretty much the exact same thing. So, I'm a fan of McDonald's breakfast for sure. That's like one of the only things I ever get from there, though. Yeah. Hey, use your parchment paper to slide all your potato in. Three sides are different kind of wraps and one side is a slicer. Yeah, I have the same one, Carrot Potato. I think that's how most of them come. Could be wrong though. Okay, there we go. Eager for tomorrow. What's going on, Chief? Got something big happening? Okay, let me see if I can try and post this bowl up for you. Just so you can see what's inside. Stay. The real question is, who's the better chef? You want a war, my drops? You want a war? You're asking for it. Okay, so we need some salt. We'll need some pepper. We'll need an egg for binding. But I feel like one of these might be too much. So I'm currently contemplating if I want to take the yolk out and just use the white. But I don't think so. You know what, why don't we just whisk up this egg, see how much we have, and then just add a little bit at a time until we feel like we're at the spot that we want to be. All about the sausage, egg, and cheese bagels from McD. They're good. They are. I usually just get a McMuffin though. The hash browns though, guys, life-changing. The flapjacks are all you eat there. You know your dislike of pancakes. Wow. Wow, Chief. Guitar lessons, returning to podcasting, preparing for your stand-up debut. This is awesome, dude. Man, I'm proud of you. What a great start to the year. Good to see people really stepping it up. Getting out of their comfort zone. That's what life's all about. There's no mediocre stuff. Gotta try new stuff. You never know if you don't try. Check out this egg. Like, look at that yolk. Yoked. Yeah, I hate cleaning the waffle maker too. Perfect anchovy. Well, since you say you can't get the hollandaise right, I'm gonna teach you how to make it today by hand. I would love if you would recreate it at home. Let me know how it goes. Waffles are worth the mess. I'm with you on that. It's like every now and then, get a good waffle. Ugh, nothing better. Okay, so all I'm doing now is just getting some egg and flour and salt and pepper into here, and then we'll chop up the kale and put it in. But the sooner that we get these potatoes coated with something, the better they're gonna turn out, because they're not gonna turn brown on us. So that's why it's best to kind of mix this stuff in first thing. And then if you want to add any extras into there, you can do it afterwards. You always wanted to learn that yourself. Yeah. So I'm just going to do maybe about half of the egg. You think it's all plastic. Every burger tastes bland. The only thing they can't do wrong is the McNuggets. I've never had a chicken McNugget. That is the one thing that is a note for me. Okay, maybe I've had one when I was younger, but it's just too pasty. Like, there definitely is not real chicken in there. Please tell me you've seen the pink slime videos. And I'm sorry if you haven't. That's literally what it is, though. Terrifying. Okay, so just a little bit of salt, I think. Maybe one more pinch. We'll roll with that. We can always add more after. But if we make it too salty at the beginning, well, shoot. Then we messed up real bad. Anyone know why Asian yolks are so orange? I think because they finished the chickens on corn. Is my guess, Scat? Okay, let's mix this up.
Your diet completely.
So look at the liquid already in the bottom of the bowl there. So that's from the potatoes. That's the starch. So some people actually squeeze that out, but we want that in there. And Sam and I kind of learned this when our last spot that we worked at in Vancouver, the owner of the catering company was Jewish. So all during the holiday season, we were making latkes on latkes on latkes. It was crazy, but at least we learned the proper way to do it. So I'm thankful for that. So there's that. Now, we don't have to worry about our potatoes oxidizing. I'm going to chop up the kale, put it in there, and then we'll add the flour. Yeah, ruining McNuggets, but telling 0 lies. Thank you, Chief. There's chicken in it. Just 50%, the rest is fat. Man, weed waffles, Chief. I got a new cookbook. You weren't here the other day when I showed it off, but it's called Bon Appetit. We're gonna start getting into that pretty soon here. I'm just gonna give these a little wash since I just picked them from the garden. See that there's a little bit of dirt on there. So I always take the stem off of kale. This one, obviously not that bad. I can't, my hands are wet right now. But usually the stem is really tough, so we always discard that.
This book.
Bon appetit, fun. Wait. You just realized that, my drops? We are smokers in here? Yes. Yes, we are. You always soak the shredded potatoes in cold water until you get ready to cook them. So, one note on that anchovy is, I said it earlier in stream before you arrived, is soaking it in water, yes, it will help them not turn brown, but it's also going to rinse off all the starch, which keeps your potato pancake together. So, it's really up to you what you want to do. Obviously, making a bigger batch, your potatoes will start to turn brown faster as you keep shredding. But I think that's up to you. I think if you rinse your potatoes like that, you're gonna need more flour in the end to really bind it together. So I was told to not rinse the potato. I'm not saying that your way is bad though at all. There's always more than one way to do something. Yes, Carrot. Yeah, smoking food, that's a thing as well. So we're just gonna thinly slice our kale. And you notice that I just stacked the leaves on top of each other. Veg is the devil. Sammy in the back coughing all the time. You kind of assumed. Love it. Okay. We've added the kale. Bringing in the flour. So just a little bit of flour at a time. Basically just to bind. Ooh, and you know what else? Guys, should we add a little bit of cheese into here today? A little bit of grated Asiago. I think that'd be awesome. If you guys say no, I'm gonna be shocked. You're always telling me to put cheese into stuff that doesn't even need it. There we go. Thank you for the yas. Yas. Okay, this is looking good. It really is. Moosh it up. Butterfingers and marshmallow fluff. It could be a thing. Big old brick of cheese. Well, since we already dirtied the box grater, actually we might be okay. Just give it a little wipe. So we're gonna use the thin side or the finer end anyways. And it's going into the potato, so everything's friends here. Kale is the worst devil. What everyone says. And it's like, well, just maybe you haven't had it cooked right. Your dad has a vape now to try and stop smoking. Just because the vape is straight nicotine. Look at that cheese. So, we don't want too much cheese. Maybe something like that. And obviously the cheese is gonna help bind as well. It's gonna get all melty and keep everything together. So that's another good addition. My drops, we actually talked about that last night, Sammy and I. Is like, I have a window right beside me in the kitchen, so if I ever see like some random coming down the stairs, first thing I do, go for the biggest knife that I own and run to the door. It's like, come at me, brah. You were in a VC one time and this dude was slurping his vape every 3 seconds. Yeah, that's a little excessive. I don't think those things are that good for you either. You read minds, you know. It's a security system of sorts, for sure. Yeah, we got 2 swords up there. Mess you up real good. Okay, there we go. Scimitar Defense 101. I should teach that self-defense course. Chef self-defense. Pile of cheese. Yes, please. Not saying other cheeses are bad, but cheeses, you mean, okay. I was like, cheeses are the best. Yeah, I was like, yes, they are. All cheeses. You think Dutch cheeses are the best. They're definitely buttery. Can't go wrong with a Gouda. Guys, when the amount of cheese you add is basically equal to the potatoes, I think we are well on our way. Yeah, just eat that pile and grate more. I think we'll just need a touch more potato. Or, and by potato I mean flour. Sorry, guys. A dirk. It's just a little bit wet for my liking, because if I push this, that liquid comes out. So I'll just put in a little bit more flour to offset that. Why did Dutch cut out there? Not counting French cheese because those are different. They're fungus cheeses. Yeah. What's your favorite Dutch cheese? Flour, potato, yeah, same thing. Shh. Shh, guys. This is what happens on a live stream. There's no way to edit out the mistakes if you can't talk one day. Okay. Latke stuff. Good to go. Mushy mess. So let's put that aside. We have half an hour. Put that over there. Our next step here, guys, is going to be for our hollandaise. So I'm going to make a double boiler. Scat, eat the cheese. Throw the kale over the shoulder. You will be okay. We didn't add a ton of kale. So double boiler. What that is you need a pot. But you're gonna put a bowl on top. And so sizing for the pot and the bowl is actually pretty important because you don't want the bottom of your bowl to touch the hot water underneath because that will just cook it too much. So you need a bowl that will just nicely sit on top and just sit above so it just gets that steam. But then that also means that you don't have to fill your pot up too much. So I'm gonna only go about halfway with hot water and then bring it up to a boil, and then we can start to prep our hollandaise. So I'm gonna turn that on to a medium-high heat. And then the other thing that I'm gonna get ready first as well while we do the hollandaise is our poaching pot. So once again, fill it with water. You can obviously fill it a little bit more here. Just be aware that when you put the eggs in, it's gonna disperse the water. So I'm gonna go about halfway with this as well. I'm only poaching 3 eggs, so that's really not that much. And then we're gonna put just a little bit of vinegar into there. And what the vinegar does is help coagulate the egg white. And if you really want to know how much vinegar, I never usually measure it. But let's say a couple teaspoons at least. And this is a good spot to just use good old-fashioned white vin. So just put a splash. Good to go. So those 2 things are heating up. So now we need to separate some eggs. You're single and you love to cook. You wish you had someone like me to cook for you occasionally. Doesn't everyone though? There's some days where it's like, damn, I wish someone would cook for me. But then Sammy smokes some meat and it's all okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna crack this egg into this container, and then we're gonna take the yolk out of there. You think you like Masslander Young the most of the cheeses. Do you know what type of cheese that is? Like, look at this yolk. It is massive. Yeah, maybe I'll read you guys a story after. I don't know what happened to that part though. Guys, I don't know how I feel about that. On the yolk. I think I'm just not going to use it.
Which one?
Oh, there's like a little hard white thing. I don't know what that is.
Interesting.
I do love to narrate. This is a fact. Pretty good at narrating. We can always do story time. Look at this thing. Ooh, that's a duck egg yolk. I think I'm gonna roll with 2 of those. It might be a little too much. Actually, you know what? Instead of just being like too scared of that one part, I'm gonna just break some of the yolk and just don't use that part. Are you guys ready for this? It's gonna be crazy. There we go. Now we're not wasting. If we die, we die. We'll have the proof on video. Died from the duck egg. Gouda is just a brand. You have young, old, and different types of cheese. Okay, interesting. Well, Gouda is a type of cheese. So I guess there's just different types of Gouda. You guys love story time, hey? Okay, so 1 and let's say a half duck egg yolks. Next step, I brought out a little bit of hot sauce. This is actually our homemade one. It's a Chipotle buffalo. I just put it back into the bottle. And you can also use Tabasco, is another really popular thing to add, but just something with a little bit of spice in it. And we really don't need much. So that might have been half a teaspoon or so. And then because we're doing preserved lemon hollandaise, I'm gonna use lemon juice. Typically I use vinegar in hollandaise, like an apple cider vinegar is really nice, or white wine, but lemon juice is actually the standard, I believe. So we just really want to mimic that flavor from the Meyer lemon. So that's what I'm using. It's been zested, as you can see. And I think we'll use this half lemon juiced. Obviously you don't want any seeds in there. We're gonna give that a whisk. And this is your base for your hollandaise, guys. So whisk that up. Get it all mixed in. You heart duck eggs cut with chicken eggs, huh? Do you get settlement money? Maybe. You've never had duck eggs. I get that told to me a lot. And I feel bad for you guys. They're life-changing. So obviously, hollandaise, a butter sauce, butter and egg yolk sauce. So we need some butter. Last time I made hollandaise on stream, guys, I almost burnt the butter. Almost. It was very close. Just pushing limits. Sammy's finding duck eggs for you guys. Sharing duck eggs with the world. Okay, so my guesstimation for that amount of egg yolk is maybe a half cup of butter. If there's extra though, it's not like you have to throw the melted butter out, right? You can keep that and use it for something else. Okay, so let's go over to the stove top. This is what's going on. So we've got a full stove top. I'm gonna turn this butter to medium high. And then our double boiler is just starting to kind of steam there. Location for ostrich eggs. Ooh, Trader Joe's, maybe. You know where we get duck eggs, guys, is literally a duck hut. If you go into Discord, and I think I posted in the fun photos, there's one day where we are going out to a park to walk the dog. It's called East Souk, and we passed by this hut that said duck eggs on it. $6 a dozen. You can walk in the hut. It's typically always open during the day. There's a bunch of duck eggs in cartons on the shelf. You take your eggs, you leave your money, and that's that. So it's a very honest business. And I think I want to start making the latkes, guys. At least pretty soon here. So I'm going to start heating up the frying pan for those for sure. Once again, medium high. And then this is where we'll need quite a bit of oil. So I'm going to use grapeseed. You can also use canola. Just some sort of vegetable oil that has a nice high heat to it. You don't want to use olive oil because that'll actually make your food taste bitter if you fry in it. So a good coating of oil on the bottom of your pan. This is where you don't want to skimp. And if you're scared that you're going to be throwing out the oil, you can strain it afterwards and reuse it a couple more times. Okay, there's that we need to while that stuff is going. So let's just trust that I'm not going to burn any of that stuff while we come back over here. So we're going to get into our preserved lemons. Just need a little bit. And by a little bit, probably only like 1/4 of a lemon. Ooh, I just got a belly rumble, guys. Good thing we're eating soon. So there's that. Lemon mush. And this is literally just lemons and salt in here. So that's how they're preserved. Our butter is sizzling. Yeah, start a duck hut. The only thing is that the ducks are actually a little bit expensive to take care of. So I don't know if they're actually making money off of that. Because $6 a dozen, that's actually cheaper than chicken eggs in the store here. So for this lemon, I just took the seeds out. You can kind of just sift through. Definitely don't want any of those in there. And we're just gonna chop it really nice and fine. Nice little chunks to fold into our hollandaise sauce after. And we're not gonna put all of this in right away either. Just add a little bit of the time, a little bit at a time at the end. You can almost make like a paste of sorts. And yes, we're using the peel and everything. As you can see, it's pretty soft. Put that into there for later. And just set that aside. Those butter sizzles though. Oh, roast duck. So good. That's what we have to do in the rotisserie actually. Ooh, life-changing. Yeah, I do still want to have ducks at some point. They are supposed to be better for you, anchovy. That's what they say. Is they're actually basic compared to chicken eggs, which are acidic. So they're supposed to be easier to digest. They don't smell sulfuric when you cook them or eat them. And in my opinion, they're a lot more creamy and custardy. I really, really enjoy using them. Ducks for Christmas, that's all I could ask for. Maybe Santa will be good to me. Hey, Rook, how are you, man? We've missed ya. Okay, let's go over to the stovetop real quick. Gotta see what's happening. So, the butter is a bubbling. See how it's kind of foamy on top? That means we're getting close. So basically what we're doing is cooking the dairy out of there, and then we're just going to be left with pure fat from the butter. And we're almost there. When it starts to slow down with the foaming and the bubbles get bigger like that, that means you're pretty much good to go. Give it a swirl and see that the dairy solids are starting to cook and brown in the bottom.
Done.
And then you want to pour that out of the pan right away so it doesn't keep cooking. And you'll see that all of those solids are going to sink to the bottom of that measuring cup. And yeah, that is like a nice browned butter. And that's how I like to make my hollandaise. So brown butter, it's always going to taste more nutty. And to me, that is like the best tasting butter ever. Did you have a good weekend, Rook? So now we can put that over by our hollandaise setup. And you know what? I think we're just gonna roll into the hollandaise. So let's go back over to the stovetop and we're gonna be doing some whisking. So yeah, exactly, my drops. The flavor that the lemon with salt turns into is like a nice tart, salty flavor, but it's not overpowering. The amount of salt that we put in was crazy, and it's actually shocking that the lemon is not like overly salty where it kind of burns your tongue. And the lemon flavor still really comes through. It's crazy. I don't know what happens in there. Okay, so our double boiler, we are going to put our egg yolk over top of that and start whisking it up. So what we're doing is kind of tempering our egg yolk, is we can't have it completely cold when we go to put the butter into there. So we need to just bring it up a little bit, and you'll see that the egg yolk might change color a touch. It'll go a little bit more pale. And you really want to keep whisking this entire time. Otherwise, the egg yolk can cook really quickly. Okay, I feel good about that. Move on over. So now, drizzle in a little bit of that butter. And then you also don't want your butter to be overly hot when you add it either, because then that can cook the egg yolk. So there are some things to note, you guys. See how that's getting thicker already? And the one thing that I'm gonna grab real quick is just a touch of cold water, actually. Is we're gonna need that to kind of thin that out. Ooh, I didn't even realize that I moved my camera there. Okay, let's come back over here. We need a better look-see on that. So we're gonna have to thin it out with just a touch of water. And this is something that happens all the time. And usually it happens about halfway through while you're adding the butter, is it's just gonna get too thick to be able to add the butter. So look at that consistency now. And this is always easier with two people. If one person pours, the other person can just keep whisking. Okay, so now look. It's definitely not sauce consistency, so this is where we do this. Sammy. A little bit more water. I think we're almost there. Just keep whisking. And then the other really easy way to make hollandaise, guys, is in the blender. And there are a ton of recipes online that tell you how to do it. But it's basically doing this exact same thing, but just letting the blender do the work for you. So now, just looks a touch runny. So what I'm gonna do is just go back over to the double boiler for a sec. Bring this back up to temp since it's cooled off a little bit. And then we will review how the consistency is. Yeah, cheap yellow mustard test. It's crazy how yellow those yolks are, okay? But they do make some of the best hollandaise ever. Okay, I think that looks good, so let's come back up a touch. And then the other thing with hollandaise is it does not keep well. So because it's basically butter emulsified into egg, is you can't have it cold because it will just completely solidify, and you can't have it hot either. So if I put it back onto that double boiler that's really, really hot and just left it there to kind of keep it warm, let's say, it's just gonna split completely and you'll have cooked egg yolk and warm butter. Not a beautiful silky sauce like this. So now let's give this a taste. We're done with the double boiler. And now all we have left is to do up the little bit of latke and poach some eggs. So always taste before you add salt to this. Pretty bland. And actually, sorry, let's not even go with the salt yet. Let's just do a little bit of this lemon since it's pretty salty. So that was about half, maybe not even, a third of what we chopped up. So this is gonna add more acid and salt. Now I'll taste it and see how we should doctor it up. Is hollandaise raw? Yeah, scat, pretty much is. That's really yummy. Good hint of lemon in there. Oh, the lemon flavor comes through so strong. And it's not overly salty. And then those preserved lemons, guys, is going to be one thing that's in the giveaway at the end of the month. So I'm going to be sending out some of those that I made. Just gonna keep adding the lemon until I feel like it's completely seasoned, but I think we'll be good with that. So now I'm just gonna set this aside. It might want to form a skin on top as it sits, so just give it a whisk every now and then. But other than that, we are done. I think I'll switch to a spatula though. Turn our pan back on. So basically the consistency you want your hollandaise is so that it will coat a spoon. So let's do this. It'll coat the spoon. You can do that. And your finger mark stays. So that means that it's just gonna nicely droop or drape over the egg when we pour it on, and it's not gonna run off quickly, or it's not gonna be like just a chunk of, let's say, mayo looking stuff. Okay. little bit more. Heat it up. Now we're just gonna finish off brunch. Okay, I'm gonna get a slotted spoon out for when we poach our eggs. Sammy, you want 2? Okay. Scat, whoa, thanks for the 400 biddies. Yeah, hollandaise, not that crazy. It just sounds scary, guys. Learned a lot today. Yes, that makes me so happy. Pizza Blob, Happy New Year. How are you guys? Okay, we can start dropping our latkes in the pan. The oil is shimmering or kind of dancing in there, so I know it's hot enough. And I think I'm just going to use my hands, guys. And maybe just squeeze out a touch of that liquid before you drop this in. And let's just be really careful when we put this in, because wet stuff and hot oil, not so happy together. And then we also want to make our latke big enough so that when we make our eggs Benedict, it doesn't look too small or too big under there. So basically the size of an English muffin. And if you want to temp your oil, I would say a temp somewhere around 350 Fahrenheit would be perfect for frying. Not too hot, not too cold. And also give that a little press when you put it in. And so obviously you want your oil hot enough that it cooks it, but you don't want it too hot that it browns the outside before all of the potatoes are cooked. So let's check that first one, because it looks like it's browning pretty quick. So I might have to turn the oil down. Hee thanks Pizza Blob. Good to see you guys in here. Actually, it looks really good. I think we're all right, guys. They're not sticking. That's the other thing to keep in mind. So I'm going to drop our eggs now as these cook. Check that one more time. And the poached eggs, so I always go a nice medium cook on them. That way you get a nice runny yolk to kind of combine with your hollandaise. And to me, that's how an eggs Benedict should be. I don't think you should eat eggs Benedict if you like your egg yolk hard. It's just not going to be the same at all. Carrot potato, you're a scruff ball. I call Sammy that sometimes too. I call him Scruffs McGee. Okay, let's crack these in. My trick is not to actually swirl the water, but just drop the egg down the side of the pot. And you just want your water to be simmering like how it is here. Might turn it up just a touch. Because when we drop our eggs into there, it's going to cool it off a little bit. Oh, now we're going to get some shell in the mix. I do. As long as you don't break the yolk though, you're good. Let's just keep rolling. I think it's time to flip our latkes. Should be nice golden brown. Ooh. Yum. See how they're holding together? They're not losing their shape. The tail's not burning, so that's another good thing. Okay, while we are waiting for that. Oh, what just happened? Hitch with the host. What? Welcome in, guys. Thank you for the host, Hitch. Finally, our forces have combined. Thanks for all the follows, guys. We're making some breakfast right now. Holy smokes. Welcome, welcome. Making kind of a Canadian style breakfast today using some peameal bacon. And I don't know if you guys have ever had eggs Benedict, but that's what is going down. Well, if I just turn around to this madness. Oh, you're eating dinner. So you're on the other side of the world then. Am I cooking weed? Nope, not today at least. But we will start to play around with that in upcoming streams for sure. I just got a new cookbook called Bon Appetit. I think it'll be pretty fun to play around with. Oh, thanks, Ham. Thanks for the love, guys. This is awesome. I was definitely not ready for this, let's say. Hope you guys like food as well. And I will be streaming the next 2 days. And right now I'm currently only streaming 3 days a week because I am working full-time in a restaurant the other days. Let's check our potatoes. They're looking good. I would say they're about 75% of the way there. Check our poached egg. So, a couple of things that we have to get ready while we wait is we just need a plate and a bowl with a paper towel in it because we want to drain the oil off of the latkes and we want to drain the water off of the poached egg. That egg not looking the best. But sometimes that's just how things go. As long as the yolk is still runny, I think that's the most important. So we got one egg that's ready. You're waiting for a permanent ban? My drops, who just hosted? Hitch. Hitch with the host. Thank you so much. You would be nervous when 500 people watch cooking. I think I'm just used to it now. And plus, I just really love to teach people how to cook. I used to be really nervous though when I first started streaming. For sure. Okay, let's come back to the cutting board since we are almost at plating. Got a couple things left. So there's our potato pancakes. That's going to be the base of our eggs Benedict.
Let's holidays.
Let's go, Hollandaise. Thank you for the $10 anonymous donation, whoever that was. Much appreciated. As you can see, that's going to be going towards a IRL stream that's coming up in February. We are going to be visiting a viewer that lives in New York. So I'm just quickly dropping the ham in the oil to heat it up. And then if we look at our yolks here, so they're still nice and soft. That's what we want, guys. Runny yolks. We're spitting oil and liquid, not a happy combo. We'll just take that off the heat. So we have our base for our eggs Benedict. We have our meat to go on top. We have our medium poached egg. Right before all of you guys came in here is we finished up the hollandaise, and I'm actually using duck eggs today, so that's why my eggs look large and in charge, and the yolk is a lot more yellow as well, so to use those for hollandaise is really good. Do I ever do desserts? Yes, I do. I love to actually do viewer requests on stream, and I'm actually just coming up to streaming for 1 year. So at the end of the month here is we're doing a giveaway, and I'm doing 3 different boxes to give away to my lovely loyal viewers. So I'm just mixing up our hollandaise since it was sitting for a sec there. And I might actually, just going by the consistency of it, is it looks like it firmed up a bit as it sat for that 10 minutes. So good way to fix this, guys, is you obviously don't want chunky hollandaise, so we're just gonna pour in a little bit of warm water to kind of loosen it back up. Stay. And we're gonna have to whisk that in. So just a touch. Obviously a little bit at a time is always better. You're using dragon eggs. Epic. Where'd you find those at? You're in New York, Scat? Oh my gosh, how did I not know this? Okay, give me a message if you want to meet up, because this is a thing that is happening. I think just a touch more. So the consistency of the hollandaise is we just want it to coat our egg. We don't want it to run off, and we don't want it to be like a mayo consistency. Holy smokes. Thank you, Omdog the chef. So this to me is perfect. Gifted subs. Welcome to the Onion Squad, guys. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get a plate. It's time.
Oh,
Time to brunch. How many subs are just gifted out? Who helps eat all this delicious food? So Omdog the chef is my partner. Also a chef. Powerhouse over here. So latke's down. Peameal bacon. So not actually typical bacon. It's a pork loin that's been brined and cooked, which I'm guessing they steam it and then they coat it in cornmeal on the outside. So that's a Canadian thing. You guys ever had latkes before? And now our poached egg, so we know it's nice and soft still. Whew! You guys with the follows today. I will try and catch up with all of those after we do this plating, but I want to eat warm food. So we're just going to keep carrying on with this. Hope you guys understand. And real quick, just before I put the hollandaise on, since that is a very special moment, my garnish for this today is just going to be a little bit of chopped dill. Just something a little bit fresh and green to kind of brighten up the meal. Because everything else here is pretty heavy and fatty. So we just need a little bit of contrast. Dog is Sammy. You didn't know that either, Scat? Things you learn. Okay, I'm gonna prop this up for you guys. I think that's a better view. Okay, ready for the sauce? Greek food, I love Greek food. Actually, guys, I'm not picky with any kind of cuisine.
Liver.
Yeah, except liver. Who's gonna be the clip monster today? The sauce boss. Because that looks pretty dang good to me. So just coats those eggs. And then the sprinkle. There we go. We've done it again. Sunday brunch with Kate. This is our second Eggs Benedict that we've made on stream. And just a little note for you guys in here. I've been cooking professionally for 8 years. So what I'm trying to do here is just to make things look less scary. Get you guys cooking more at home. And then Sammy's always my taste tester. He's so ready to get into that. So what we're looking for, you need to keep it here, please. They need to see when you cut into the egg. So when we cut into the egg, guys, is we want a nice runny yolk. He's so ready.
I need to go to work.
So that's what we're looking for. Is the yolk's gonna mix in with that hollandaise sauce. And then if we go straight through.
Ham, she is a good baker as well.
Your potatoes will be cooked in your latke, but also they're browned on the outside. Okay, there you go, Sammy. Now you can try.
You got some follows and stuff.
Yeah, I got some shit to catch up on.
I'll eat.
Oh, where is the Anthony Bourdain? R.I.P. He left us last year. Still so near and dear to my heart. Anthony Bourdain is somebody that was like a huge inspiration to me as far as like cooking humbly and also traveling as much as possible. So guys, when I first started cooking, I would work really hard for like 6 to 8 months at a time and then go traveling for 3 months. So I've done a little bit of Europe, I've done Southeast Asia. And I find that just traveling and eating other places really opens your mind to how things are actually done. So what's going on there? How is everything? Is the potato latke cooked inside? And the seasoning is okay? You're licking the screen. Don't eat it all. It's okay, guys. I have some more already made for me. Just, so this is Omdog the chef. This is my partner. He works at a, let's say, fast food burger joint here, which is actually the one, yes, the one carbon neutral restaurant in the city. So it's called Big Wheel Burger. They have saved over 1 million pounds.
Yeah.
Kilos.
No, kilos of CO2.
1 million kilos of CO2. So this is what fast food chains should really start to get into. So he's got to leave for work in
My eyes feel really big.
9 minutes. Yes, lazy. This is why we have a disclaimer. So what did you guys eat for brekkie today? That looks so good. What are you crunching on the potato? Is that what I hear?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sounds so good.
A little bit of Meyer lemon's really good in it.
I thought so. Cereal. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, nice messe. Full English brekkie. We've done that on stream before as well, actually. That was last year. The disclaimer needs to pop up more. Okay, I'll just put it on a timer then, Scat.
That's true, actually.
Rook, yeah, it's lunch. You haven't eaten anything. It's lunch. This is what I get. No, guys, I will be munching after stream here. But we got some stuff to do. So we're actually opening up a little goodie box from a fellow viewer that sent me something.
Is he in right now?
I don't know if Indognito's in here. Man, 2 days old leftover pizza. That's all right, too.
Heat up in the oven at 275 on a sheet pan.
Mm.
His first day.
A mushroom pastry. Okay, so that little bit of onion we put in the latke is definitely perfect. And then we also did put that little bit of Asiago cheese in the potato pancake when we mixed it up. And I really think that helped hold it together when we cooked it in the pan. Because I have done potato pancakes before that just completely fall apart. You go to flip them, and it's like when you're trying to make an omelet and then you just end up with scrambled eggs. Same kind of thing. You had French toast, potatoes, orange juice. Man, you guys eat well. I'm very impressed with this right now. A lot of people in North America don't even eat breakfast. And to me, breakfast is like the most important part of the day. Captain Crunch, nice.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Kev. Hello. I have hot dogs. Nice. I've been actually craving a hot dog lately. Yeah, you eat well. You just don't eat the right things.
Gotta go.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to say bye to Sammy, send him off to work, and then we're going to come back, open up our little goodie box, and get into, maybe we'll catch up with all the follows if you guys really want me to list them all off.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we're just going to carry on. Just know that you are loved, and thank you for being here. And I really hope you do return. So tomorrow we are doing a lunch stream, and we might actually be doing some grilling outside. Have a great day. Okay, the Sammy has been sent off to make that mana. Oh, that was so tasty. Feeling good. It is a party in here, Chew and Brew. Welcome in. Everyone in chat right now, if you are into cooking streams, Chew and Brew is another food streamer who actually just started recently, what? Maybe a month ago? There's some pretty awesome stuff over in his channel. Trump. Ugh. The yellow cream. So that's called hollandaise sauce. A couple months. Okay. Crazy how fast time flies. I mean, I'm coming up to my first year and it does not feel like it. So hollandaise sauce is a butter sauce. And the basis of it is egg yolk and obviously butter. And then what we added to it was a little bit of hot sauce, some lemon juice. And I like to also do a little bit of fermentation stuff on stream sometimes with you guys. So I picked up some Meyer lemons last month, as you can see. I did them at the beginning of December. It's always good to date your stuff. And then we salted them. So I don't know if you guys have ever had preserved lemons with anything, but I never made them before. So that was kind of an experiment for me and they work really well. And those don't have to stay in the fridge, so they stay at room temp. And basically the salt is just preserving the lemon. It softens it up a little bit, and it also seasons it, obviously, with some salt. Scat, I think you have to say roulette. Hitch raid up in here. So what's next on the cooking schedule? Still undecided for tomorrow so far, just because if the weather cooperates, we will be doing a grilling stream outside. I don't know if you guys in here know what a big green egg is, but Sammy has one of those and we like to play around on it. And then Tuesday, let's say a little bit of inspiration from Hitch is we're doing our first IRL stream. We're going to be going into the city. So I do live on Vancouver Island where Hitch grew up, but I'm new here, so this is my first year here. Live about, let's say, an hour out of the city, Victoria. So we're gonna go into the city, go for lunch at one of my chef's friend's place. It is a Japanese restaurant called Uchida. And he works in there by himself, so solo chef, basically running the show, preparing traditional Japanese food. So we're gonna go out for lunch, and then we're gonna go pick up some ramen noodles in Chinatown. There is someone in Chinatown there that does hand-pulled and fresh noodles, so we'll pick some of those up, and then we're gonna come home and make some dinner together, which is gonna be duck ramen. So I know there was a lot of talk about duck today on stream. And I have some duck broth in the freezer. And we're going to make some sort of ramen with that. I feel like that's going to be really fun. What's the name of the other cooking streamer I just mentioned? So he is in here and his name is Chew and Brew. Rook, can I please get a shout out for Chew and Brew? Yeah, I love grilling in winter. And luckily, basically Vancouver Island compared to the rest of Canada is like the Hawaii of the United States. So it's pretty mild here during the winter. We haven't even gotten snow at all yet. And the temp hovers around, let's say, 5 degrees Celsius. Let's open this box already. Okay, guys, we'll open the box. I know, ramen, one of my loves, is before I moved out to the island, I was in Vancouver. I think I ate ramen weekly. Okay, so this is a box from a fellow viewer called Indog. Let's see this. Okay, it did work. No, not for me, Rook. I got you, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, Indognito. Whew! Ryan, how? Welcome in, man. How are you? How's the weekend? So, Indognito. Whoa. Don't cut your hand off. Getting into the package. Always the hardest part. It's like, am I really meant to get into here or what? It's okay, Rook. We still love you. Just let me in! Woohoo! What do we got, guys? What do we have here? Looks better than the 6 tiny pieces of Hungarian goulash you paid $25 for last weekend? Yeah, it was flippin' pot roast. What is this? Coffee, guys. Quintino's coffee. Pure Arabica coffee. Whole beans. Check this out. Sammy gets a sticker. Like, I don't get the sticker, but Sammy gets the sticker? Wow. So, it says, Quintino's presents our Toraja coffee from the beautiful mountains of the remote isle of Sulawesi. So, this is Indonesian. And I think we were talking about me traveling in Indonesia the other day on stream, and then Indognito decided to send me some Indonesian coffee beans. This is amazing. We love coffee here. Yeah, what is it? It's coffee! And actually, one thing that I've wanted to do on stream that we've also talked about in the last week or so is making a cold brew. So cold brew coffee, guys. You guys ever make that? Yeah, Sammy with the You Are Beautiful sticker. Not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous right now. So this is a lighter roast coffee. It says it's characterized by a heavy body, low acidity, which is good for me. I find that coffee kind of bugs my tummy sometimes with all the acid. And an intense earthy flavor. Look for a chocolatey aftertaste with a hint of spice. This sounds so good. The moment of truth. Anyone else go around the store and squeeze the coffee bags to smell the beans, or is that just me? Once I get started, it's hard to stop. You need Robusta coffee or in your coffee. Yes. Steam, once I have cold brew, I won't go back. Well, we went out for cold brew together when we had coffee, and I loved it. That was, I think, one of my first cold brews. You just use your Keurig most of the time. I go in between a French press and a little stovetop espresso maker. Oh, that smells really good. So there's our beans. They are a lighter roast. They look really nice and like greasy. Smells better than the coffee I have right now. Putting me to shame. Smell it. Smell it. Like, I don't know. There's just something about coffee. It's like the smell of it. Whenever I smell someone making coffee, it just brings all those feels. Anchovy, you use a French press? Yeah, I got this guy. So I think this is what you're supposed to make cold brew in. This is what we talked about the other day. And then the other one that I use is this little Italian one. So it has the bottom, the little filter where you put your coffee in. So what you do is you fill the bottom of this with water up to here, put your grounds in, twist the top on, and then you put it on the stovetop. That's one of my favorite ways to make coffee as well, is like, I'm big on black coffee and espresso. I almost said espresso. Ugh. How dare I? Yeah, love the smell when you first open it. Exactly. Eat a coffee bean. Okay. I'm not scared. I can always spit it out. Or I'll just eat a little piece. Tastes really good. I really like the roast on it, how it's not too dark. And guys, just so you know, since you're all still in here, is I do have a Discord channel where I post most of the recipes that I make on stream. And please feel free to contact me on there if you have any cooking questions at all. I'm usually always around to answer whatever you guys need. So feel free to come on in there. It's a nice open little community that we have. You can also share any like fun photos or photos of food that you make as well. Pretty much anything goes. Just don't be a butthead. Have I had Middle Eastern coffee? I don't know if I ever did. I would never make it with camp coffee right from a tin percolator off the campfire. I totally would, Slugbug. Why are you judging me like that? I grew up camping a lot, actually. But yeah, I'm pretty fancy now, hey? I will accept this judgment. They're in Germany, you eat coffee beans covered in dark chocolate. I love those. They're so good. And actually, one of my favorite things to put those on is cheesecake. Okay. Just going into my Discord, because I believe I did put a cold brew coffee recipe in there for future reference. Maybe not. Probably just bookmarked it. Let's see. What do we gotta do? Decode a brew. How to make cold brew coffee at home. Perfect. Who in here is a cold brew lover? I think I might get converted, I have to say. And real quick, I'm just gonna go take a bathroom break. I'll be back in about 30 seconds. Hold tight, guys. Don't let anyone fudge around in here. We're back. We are here. Lily, you're a cold brew lover. Cardamom. I love cardamom in coffee. That's a good one, Anchovy. Yeah, someone steal the coffee. No. Yeah, Ryan, I'm pumped. What an awesome host. Usually when I get the big hosts like that, not too many people actually like stay and watch. So thanks guys for all the love today. This is freaking awesome. Okay, so here's how to make cold brew coffee. Grind up your beans. Recommend a 4-to-1 ratio with water and coffee. So 4 cups of water, 1 cup of coarsely ground coffee. So we want a coarser grind, keep that in mind. Add the grinds into the French press. Use cold filtered water to make sure the coffee is fully saturated. It actually says to not use the plunger right away. Is just cover the coffee and the water and put it in your fridge. And 12 to 14 hours is the time for this. So this is something that you could definitely prep the night ahead if you want the coffee in the morning. Go to bed, let your coffee do its thing in the fridge, and then you wake up and have some fresh cold brew. And then it says, do not forget to cover the French press when you put it in the fridge because it can absorb aromas from the fridge. So you know how sometimes your fridge has that weird smell, or maybe you have some like stinky cheese sitting open or something? That can transfer into your coffee flavor, so you definitely don't want that. You have 2 cold brew systems? Woo! You would wreck this kitchen. Make everything Cajun style right after you disable the smoke detectors. Yeah, just take them out right before you even start cooking. That's a must. Luckily, mine is like all the way over in the other side, so I have not set it off here. But when I first started streaming, I set it off probably at least once a week, I would say. Cold brew is nice. For you, nothing beats a good hot coffee. That's true. Yeah, the aroma. So that's probably what we'll be missing then, hey? Is like, the aroma of coffee is such a big part of drinking it. Yeah, oniony coffee. That's a good one, Lily. Okay. Let's get into this. What we need, obviously, is to get a coffee grinder out. Nothing like grinding up some fresh beans. And I noticed that I still have a little bit of my other beans left over in here. Oh, now I'm just making a mess. 1 second, guys. You make cold brew and then warm it up. That's a good way as well. Chew and brew, you gotta make some lunch. Okay, take care, man. Hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you around for sure. Yo, coffee beans. We're moving on. Not that you're bad, but there's someone new in town. From Indonesia. Okay. Try and do this. Coming in. This is my little coffee grinder. Obviously plug it in. And so typically for this 1 liter of coffee, I would do 5 spoonfuls of beans. And they're heaping spoonfuls. But it totally depends on how strong you want your coffee, right? That's the missing link. People think you drink cold brew cold. You don't. Cold brew is a concentrate. Ah, okay. Noted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yum, yum. Oh, you go back to school tomorrow. Save you, Indominus. Oh. Make sure we keep our little dry thing in the bag. But I'll be transferring this over to a jar, I think. Nice sealed jar to keep these beans fresh. It's that time, hey, Indominus? All the kiddies gotta go back to school. You'll be alright. Start of a new year. Get to see all your friends again after the Christmas break. Do not microwave coffee. I never do. I don't know if I've ever done that, to be honest. Okay. So it's set on a nice coarse grind. Basically the same grind that I always put in the French press. I think that's what we'll roll with. And brace yourselves for the noise. Obviously we're grinding coffee. Can you say your grade? Of course. Hey Sam, how are ya? Yeah, we got a raid from Hitch. So we're rolling with a pretty big crew right now. It's been really good though. People love their food and their coffee. Okay, ready guys? Give it a little shake. The grinding. When you hear that noise, you know something good's about to come. It's like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Yum. Black like our souls. Oh wait, that might just be me. Can I make a plant-based burger that's actually good? I think so. I mean, the only thing that really kind of holds back those plant-based burgers is the texture. You definitely can't really get the same texture from the vegetable as you can from a ground meat of sorts. So that I think is like the hardest thing to battle. It was on 100% volume. You're in 8th grade. You're growing up. But apparently the Beyond Meat burger is really good. Like Sam serves that at his restaurant and it's supposed to be awesome. Okay, we're going into the French press. Hey mama, how was your weekend? We missed ya. It's been a little bit, hey? Okay, that looks like around a cup. I think I'll do just under a liter of cold water. So I think we just have just under. Thank you for the follows, guys. Welcome in. This is why you ask. Everyone talking about the new plant-based burger at Carl's Jr. Okay, Carl's is carrying them now as well. Went and tried it. It was better than meat. Ah, that's another thing. So I was actually reading up on these because I'm just intrigued. I really love to eat burgers. It's like one of my top foods. And then the other thing they said is when it's made from soy, is what most of them are made from, is your body doesn't digest soy as well. And then they also have to load it with a lot more salt than your typical meat burger just to get that flavoring out of it. So it really spikes your sodium intake. But as long as it tastes good, I would hope that you guys aren't eating it every day. And so the water goes into the coffee, my friends. And then we'll just give it a little mix. It was spendy as hell. You'd like to prepare it at home. Well, why don't we mess around with it? We can do a Beyond Burger stream for sure one day. Because it intrigues me. I mean, I'm definitely all for helping the environment and how food is produced. Everything in moderation, though, in my opinion. Said it was pea and soy based. So I know myself for sure. I know for sure that I cannot digest pea and soy that well. It gives me obviously gas. It hurts my stomach a little bit. So I'd have to be careful. But maybe we could use something else to make it out of. Okay. Coffee has been stirred. That is it. That is how easy this is. This is crazy. So into the fridge, guys, and then we will review this tomorrow on stream together. How awesome is that? Yeah, a lot of gas. Eating a normal burger every day wouldn't be healthy either. It's true. 100%. You hate to say it, but you don't even think bacon would have made it better. And bacon makes everything taste better. Thank you for saying that. It's making you betray bacon. Well, maybe that's a good thing, though. Okay, we will say goodbye to the coffee, my friends. Like, maybe it is a good thing to eat more vegetables and less meat. I know that I have tried to adopt that in the past year or so, and I do feel better. It's just the thought. Like, when you go to eat something, or like any meal, most of us, this isn't to bash any vegans or vegetarians, we love you all, is like most of us are like, you need that 5 or 6 ounces of meat to feel satisfied. But do you really? Like, what if you didn't have that choice to have that? I'm sure you would be more than happy to have vegetables or some kind of substance on your plate. So it's just a little bit of food for thought. Mama, you had the granddaughter at the cinema to see Mary Poppins 2. I watched the trailer for that. It looked good. How was it? Okay, guys. That's pretty much it, what I wanted to get out of the stream today. I feel bad leaving you guys, because you just came in. But it is also my day off. Maybe we can do a little bit of story time out of the cookbook. Get a little bit of inspiration. You feel like garbage without meat. So that's also a struggle, is like vegetarians and vegans getting enough protein and those nutrients out of the meat. Obviously, iron is a big one. You gave up meat several months ago and you're completely used to it now. Don't even crave meat. It's definitely something I'm always torn between, obviously being a chef and working with a lot of food all the time. But luckily for me, like the restaurant I work at now only has about 30 seats, so it's nice and small. And what's special about the restaurant I work at is, I'm very passionate about it, is it's part of slow food. So I don't know if any of you have heard of slow food in your day, but what that means is 98% of what we cook or ingredients that we use has to be sourced locally, and it has to be organic. So it just makes you pay a lot more attention to how you're sourcing your ingredients, making sure that it is sustainable. So all of the meat we use comes from farms locally here. A lot of the farms only raise 2 or 3 animals per year. So for us to get those animals that have been given so much love and attention over 1 year, it's very special to us. So it's like you want to treat that food with care. Like, it would be unjust for us to just like do whatever we want with it and be like, oh, it's just another piece of meat. That's not how it should be, but that's how it is, especially in fast food places. Just pump it out. It's okay, but you were expecting a spoonful of sugar song? They didn't put it in it? Thank you for the follow, guys. There are other plant-based items to provide protein and minerals. Yeah. Do your research. It's definitely something good to think about. But like I said, everything in moderation. It doesn't mean that you have to completely give up eating meat. Just have it a little bit less. I'm not telling you how to eat or live your life, though. We are all our own people. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna get into all these follows. List them off when it started to blow up. That's how we're gonna end the stream. How fast can I list off all of your guys' new follows? The only way is up. It's quite catchy, but still not the same. I'll have to check it out. Would love to see my take on clam chowder. Slug bug. We just cooked up mussels and clams for dinner last stream. So go check out the VOD, but I'm feeling like a chowder stream is going to be coming up for sure. Good thing about us here on the island is we are surrounded by those things. So it's not expensive for us to have either. You miss a big fried pat of bacon. I believe it. That would be a tough one for me. Sweet, salty, smoky. That's like the best part of any meat, isn't it? Okay, guys, new followers. Messe, Mikey OB, Jones and Bones, Judas83, Harvey K, Lazy SCV, King T-Rex, Young Sherd, Wee Cammy, Pizza, as in pizza. I see that you have a Ninja Turtle thing on. Paul237, Pella Monkey, Mad Monkey, Senatum, Julesy, SG John, Ben's High Life, living that high life. I love right hand. Desultory Twitch, The Slicer. For cook slots? Don't want to say it. Mrs. W, The Fat Bandit, love it. Ooze Brood, Sure Girl, Moxie Moxo, J Brands TV, Zulin X, High End Only, Bobby Brackett's Betting, Gav 112, Avram 13, Meef, Raffin, Scott, John Dog. Welcome in new subs, Rage Master, Mopsy, Gav, Meef, and Pella Monkey. Welcome to the Onion Squad, guys. Feel free to use those emotes wherever you want. Chicken Biscuits, It's Hoff, Mad Hoser. Ooh, fellow Canadian, welcome. Hottie Hell Scream, Void Council, Lilybit, Powlan, Right on Time. Time spelt as THYME. Ain't nobody got time for that. Silver Wolf, Enthalpy, Trump, Junie Trump, Never Anonymous, Rue95, Bill Czar, Keenan, Polecat, Odal 420, welcome. The Feels, Kappaman, RT Kestrel, Water Addicted, Ryan, thank you for the 10-month resub, guys. We're getting there. Almost 1 year. This is amazing. Soon, soon. FD or FGT hole. Thanks for the follow. Slugbug. Finuino. Skiasvice. Julesy. IR Jeffro. BW Cool J. Little Hool. Little Bearda. That's it. Whew. Whew, whew, whew. That was a ramble. Okay, guys. So like I said, lunchtime stream tomorrow. To be determined, depending on the weather. If the weather's not good, though, we'll be making something inside. Haven't really decided yet. Thanks for the follow. Jolly? Yeah, welcome all. Exactly, Rook. And then Tuesday IRL stream. I believe we'll be starting around 11:30 a.m. PST. Stay tuned, though. I will post the 2 menus coming up on Discord and my channel page, as well as my schedule. So 2 more days of streams, and then it's back to work for me. Clam chowder topped with crumbled bacon. Okay, clam chowder, you say, Slugbug. You know what? I'm in. And I have a little chalkboard where I write down your guys' requests. I'm feeling it. I do like to cook stuff that is in season, let's say. And obviously available locally to me. So clam chowder is perfect. There's a reason why it's made out here. Oh, thank you for everything, Julesy. There's cooking on Twitch? There is. We actually have our own food and drink section now. This is big. And I think the next thing that I would love to see from Twitch is some sort of cookbook from both the streamers and the viewers' favorite recipes. So I would love to kind of start working on something like that, because cookbooks are huge for cooking. Okay, so Slugbug wants clam chowder. So don't mind the mess, but this is where I'm going. So that's my little chalkboard. We have a couple requests on there that we have to do still. Soups are good. Yes, they are. Your goal this year is having your cookbook wrote by the end of the year. Amazing, man. Let me know if you need help with any of that. That's a big feat. Okay. The clam, the chowder. Slug bug. And then one more thing before we head out is, so you might have heard me say something about a giveaway. And it is happening right now. Oh gosh, she can't even type. So it just started the other day. Check it out, guys. Like I said, there are 3 different giveaway boxes that I will be sending out. Shipping's on me. And all you have to do is enter. There is no monetary value that you guys have to pay. You can enter the giveaway by watching the stream and interacting. So not sure if you guys have ever been in a stream that has a points system or a leaderboard of sorts. So check this out. But basically for every 20 minutes that you guys watch the stream, you get 20 points, or in my stream, they're called bones. So 20 bones. And that is enough to buy you 1 ticket to enter the giveaway. Hey, Zirce. You're here, but you're late. Oh, no. And the giveaway is ending on the 29th. We are going to draw 3 different names at 5 p.m. PST on that day, and then I will be sending out those boxes to you. So if you click on the link that I posted further up, that will tell you what's in all the boxes as well. And all of them have over $40 value inside, from locally made salts to something like my own preserved lemons. And there is one giveaway box that is going to be 3 different kinds of beef jerky that we're going to make on stream and send out. You successfully bought 1 ticket. Yes, Slugbug. Awesome. Thank you for the follow, the Earl Grey. Okay, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, whatever you choose to do. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I usually do a little bit of a shorter stream on Sundays, just because this is like my one day to myself. And when I'm at work, I work 12-hour shifts, so they're really long shifts, and that means I need my rest. So I'm going to head off. I will see you guys tomorrow, though. Let you know what's going down the next 2 days. Too many tickets. And seriously, thank you for all of the new follows today. I really do hope you come back. And like I said, I do love to do viewer requests. So if you want to learn something or how to cook something, let me know, and we will make this happen. And I'm always around if you need something, so feel free to give me a whisper or a message on Discord. Now we get to go raid somebody. And I'm going to try and make it another food streamer. So I think I'm going to go into cheese pizza. He's making some wood-fired pizzas, and it looks freaking awesome. So let's go show Cheese Pizza some love. Too many tickets. I might have to switch that up, Ryan. What? How come that didn't work? Bash. Raid. Okay, maybe we're not going into cheese pizza. I don't know why it's not working. Ryan, can you send us into a raid for cheese pizza, please? Vune! Welcome in, man. Yeah, literally just ending. Sad. Sad times. No, you have to do dash. But it's not working for me. I can't. Weird, right? Okay, so we're not going into cheese pizza then. Okay, let's go make someone's day. Meal prep Sundays. Should we do that? You probably disabled raids. Well, that sucks. Okay, Claire Coffee. I'm gonna go blow her mind. Never gone into this person's channel before. Thanks for the follow, Fubar. Love that name. Okay, get ready, guys. And if you have onions, get them ready. Okay, we're going in. Take care, everyone. Thank you for all the love. It was great to meet all of you new peeps. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, Vune.